Alright guys, it's William Jamie here. So let's continue our journey of sculpting this guy, and yeah, let's try to do that. So first is that I like to got his hair, because I think I pretty much finished the approximate detail of this guy. Definitely not perfect, of course, but I think we need to do a little bit outline of his hair and got his body done, and then focus on detail. Okay, so because yeah, I already rendered that. I think so looks yeah, okay, but not perfect, but it's just okay. Alright, and remember to got object mode. Let me just get the screencast key out so you guys can see what's going on, and I'm going to add that, and let's shift an A to enter. I think maybe a UV sphere, and that's approximately going to cover his head. And the funny thing about it is that since you got the anchor point to the middle of it, when you add it, it will just like it's bold, right? And of course you can adjust that by adjusting S to extrude out a little bit. My personal favorite is that you need to adjust the size of it to extrude out, and so you press S and just get it out, so you get more space for you to wiggle from. And it's always good to subtract something rather than add something, okay? Because you want to get the biggest volume adjusted, then adjust some detail. So I like to, especially the hair line between his hair and the forehead, I'd like to use it as a reference, so I will get the size approximately like this and then do the adjusting. So you might think this is good, but if you do that and then you start sculpting, you might just need to add a lot of things later on. So I think subtract is always quicker than add things. Okay, so let me just get approximate here, and he's look like a rock star, right? And then let's try to fine-tune it. And once you are satisfied with this size, you're going to enter into sculpt mode, right? And you can start sculpting. Before you actually do something, you need to know you create a new object, and that object is this is a sphere object. So you need to calculate this voxel size. Okay, essentially just add more vertices here. So go to this I don't think to find it, so let's try to get that. I think it's over here, and vox size, let me just get 0.05. That's enough, and you can test it. Okay, and let's try to push this in. I want to exit this sculpt mode just to make sure that I'm dealing with the right sphere here. Yeah, right sphere. Let me just name it. Okay, so in case I got it wrong. Alright, and let me get more space. This is a hair. This is object mode light, nothing wrong about that. Of course you can make group, but I just want to make the approximate thing here. So this will be a skull, there's two eyes, okay, and left eye and right eye, left eye and right eye, yeah, skull and here, yeah. So remember to choose the right thing. Okay, add in mode, not add in mode, rather sculpt mode, and just to double check the vertices is turn it down 0.05, and remember to remesh it so actually apply the changes. And you can clearly see the difference if you look at these verses here. Clear cutting line and got a little bumpy, and I think that's pretty good. Now let's get rid of the mouse because I'm going to sculpt, and we don't need the mouse anymore. Then let's push it in. For example, this eye part's clearly not correct because yeah, I sort of cover that. So I'm going to use this clay strip to push it in. All right, let me push it in. I think maybe the force is not good enough. You need to hold the control, of course. Yeah, this way you can push it in. There are two ways of tackling this problem, by the way. First is that you don't switch on the mirror, and you just do both sides. Okay, so like me, what I just did is just switch off the mirror and just do the fine-tuning brush. And there is another way, which is you need to just switch on the mirror so you can get a pretty mirrored image, so you just half your whole workflow. All right, so it's recommended procedures that you at big stages you need to get the mirror switch along, and you need to add sort of symmetric parts detail later on. This will improve the working process, right? So in order to get that switch on, you can go to, I think, just below this remesh sculpt mode. I think we got this remesh here, right? And we got symmetry. And for now, I did not switch on this mirror. Let me just switch the mirror on x-axis, which is this axis. Right, so left and right just got mirrored, and I think that's better and quicker way of solving problem. Okay, so if I get it out, holding control, you can push it in, and you can push it in pretty quickly and smoothly, right? Yeah, so for example, I think this hair covered air in some way, so I can push it in, holding control, just get all this inside. Okay, yeah, and because it's switched on, the left and the right will do the same thing. I think that's pretty good. And I think this is a good time to introduce your reference image, because the hairstyle can really define your character. You can get the skull just approximately here, and you can add beard and hair, and your whole character like you have never seen before, because you are making this like a whole new person. So for example, you love Viking hairstyle, you can just search it and you just look at it, maybe just get a Viking style. Yeah, it's modern, I think it's modern Viking style, I don't know, I just found random image in the internet, and I can see this middle of the hair just bulges up, and it's cutting pretty short and got a beard, something like that. And you can get the this really Viking strong style, right? You got this braid, just got the back, and they got a beard, and the rest of it just cut, and they got tattoos on it. Well, you can also bring a lot of reference. For example, you can bring your favorite game. I'm a great fan of Devil May Cry, so I think it's a great game to play, so you can add this bit of hairstyle to it. So this is definitely short hair, wavy short hair, right? But not too short. It's sort of bring it down this way, right? And for example, if you are a great fan of movies and you want to watch a movie like Lord of the Rings, you can find your favorite characters and study their hairstyle. It's pretty much like a wavy hair, or maybe long hair like this and with the beard, right? And of course you can use all sorts of reference images to just give you some sort of inspiration. I think, yeah, this looks pretty good. Just got it down. I think the even though I'm sculpting a male, the male's hair is pretty long. It's not as contemporary hairstyle. It's pretty short hairstyle. So yeah, I think because if you create a character that from an imaginary land, and you should conform to a their sort of Middle Earth lifestyle, and you should conform to his hair to that. So it's supposed to be a little bit long, right? Like this, even touches shoulders. Even the king's hair has got shoulders. Yeah, so yes, this is just for your reference, so you can get all sorts of reference image, and it's a good practice to have a reference image, because if you don't have reference image, you sort of create everything from imagination, and that is not good, because you might get things messed up. Okay. You can use reference and you can combine this reference. So yeah, let's try to do that. So obviously I think the top of the hair need to adjust a little bit. So what I'm going to do is to grab it, holding R to grab it out a little bit, and using Control to push it in a little bit. And the air does not show, so I'm going to get it out. Alright. I think that's definitely too much of the hair. Let me push it in. Just let's show this hair's actually there, right? And I think the maybe it's too much up, so yeah, let me push the back a little bit. Let me push the back. Maybe decrease the strength. Push back a little. And this part should get the hair dragged down a little bit. So maybe I'm just going to grab it down. Grab it down a little bit and then use this to draw that out. and of course you can use the smooth. And the back of his hair should get a little bit stretched down, because I like this hair to got the place approximately to shoulder. So yeah, always remember, if you got a little bit stretchy, you can kind of sort of remesh it. Go here and where is it? Remesh, and yeah, so you won't get too stretchy. And I'd like it to grab it down, so I'm going to get this grab and increase the size, F, increase the size, and then grab it down. Probably you got the center line, so you can grab it more smoothly. It's like a guy from Star Wars, from the alien species. And remember, if you look at this and you see that it's a little bit stretchy, you can remesh it. Right. Mesh, so you got more faces for you to work, and you definitely needed to stretch left and right a little bit, because this part is a little bit lacking, so stretch it. One, maybe just one, and stretch it like this. This can be pushed it down a little bit. Okay. Okay, this place is a little bit thin, so you can use the strip plate brush to get it out. Maybe too much, just a little. Smooth it out. You can always use smooth it out. This lagging a little bit. Smooth it out. This part a little bit weird. Add that. Holding control, get rid of it. Let's get a draw out, and here and here I don't think that I need it, so I think maybe I just grab it hold it back. Grab and hold it back. Smooth it out. Okay, think. And of course, it's all down to personal preference. You think this hair is too short, you can add it. You think it's too long, you can just don't stretch out like this. And you don't need to worry about detail. It's just give you the sort of act like a placeholder. You know that it got here, and you add detail later. Okay. And the one thing you need to be aware of is that you always need to think about the flow of the hair. So how the hair will flow if the person actually have the hair are going to comb it, right? So the hair should have the roots. So you think about the hair will have a root start from here. Let me show you guys. Just start from here and should go back, right? Then flow it down, and side will go back, and maybe got a knot here, or just move it down. If it's like a wild person or a person from Lord of the Rings, never comb their hair, right? And yeah, so you need to think of that. And yeah, I think this part needs to get it out a little bit as well. So I might as well just grab it out and think about the flow of the hair, because if you flow it down, it will get forward a little bit. So I might as well just grab it. We have a cavity here. You don't need to worry about too much of the detail, because I tend to just treat it as a placeholder. I will dealing with the hair making system in Blender. You know, Blender do have a system that's specifically dedicated to make a hair. So yeah, you don't need to worry about it. I just get a placeholder so you know that this person have hair. So we got a rough idea of how this character looked, and you can find inspirations along the way. I tend to not set any of the restrictions along the way, or pretty loose restrictions, because I think the creative process sometimes happen accidentally. So along the way, I tend to let the inspiration flow, and sometimes may get something interesting. Okay, let's bring it out. And here is another tip. If you want to draw the hair flow backwards, you can use it this way. You hold the control and make the size a little bit small, just to add a little bit of waviness. Holding control and get it back, and get this more strong. Just add a little bit bumpiness, so it get more real. And I think we need to remesh that oven, right? The hair should flow down this way, right? This is just add a little bit of bumpiness. So remesh it. so it's not like it's holding a helmet or something like that, but actually the hair got floated down, and the inside should float it down as well. So I just add a little bit bumpiness here and there. Yeah, and of course you don't need to smooth it, just get the basic shape right, and yeah. And once you think you can't do anything about the detail, that means you already used most of the vertices, and you need to remesh it. Right, so let's go back to all sides, and you can gradually decrease it in order to make better hair. For example, you can get a 0.025, or then maybe better 0.01. That's the pretty detailed. Your machine may get a burst, and yeah, that's but if you want to make a pretty detailed placeholder, you can do that, but I don't recommend. It's just a demonstration that you can do that, but don't spend too much time on it, because we're going to use the hair particle in the future to just bring it out. But I think it's a good practice for you guys to start from this, and you really think about the flow of the hair first, and then to add more detail later. So for example, if the person have a ponytail, you got a hair combed back, right? Comb back, and then maybe the side of the hair got knot together and got it back, and got a ponytail and then go down, right? You can have a pretty Viking style hair like that. So the side of this hair will got pushed in nearly to long hair, or maybe add a certain tattoo on it, and yeah, that's all depends on you. Okay, so let me just add a little bit of brush back, right, because that's definitely a lot of vertices. Add a little bit. This is an X-like placeholder, so you guys know that it should have some here and there. I think I might just get it too small. Maybe 3. A remesh, because I think it's unnecessary for a placeholder to have lots of mesh, and yeah, because I already noticed a lag in my computer, so that's not good for a computer to calculate a placeholder, right? So let me just remesh it so you can process things much more quickly. And yeah, sometimes you may need to wait a little bit longer than, yeah. Right, after recalculation, I think it's much better. We don't need that kind of high poly, right? And of course I can even bring a little bit roughness of this side of his hair, right? This way it's a little bit natural than before. Got all this hair moving down. I think that's already enough of the detail. And for example, let me show you how the hair is flowed. So if it got a ponytail, you might got the hair like this, you go back, right? Go back. Both side of this hair will go back, and we'll have a knot here, right? Because sort of want to hold this hair. Some princess hair also go like this, okay? So the main hair got flowing down like this, but the side of the hair got an outer layer, and then got a knot here, and then there's a prominent ponytail. Let me remesh it because I don't see it's moving. So remesh can do the work. Remesh it, and we got a little bit of ponytail, and we go down like this. Okay, you can get all sort of that, right? And of course you can also get the hair then move this way, got back of his hair, and then flow it down. Is also okay to do that, because you sort of as a sculptor, digital sculptor, you sort of is the god of your creation. So yeah, you can do whatever you like as long as it shows the personality of your character, right? I think it's pretty good. You can even add a little bit lighting here, so you can see from different angle, and especially you got the bumpiness involved. You can see the hair in a more lighted way, and once you got lighting on, you can see the sort of the texture of the hair. But don't worry, it's not the final result, just a placeholder to get your character design done. So for example, if you want to add a little bit, I don't know, maybe the hair comb this way, you can add that. You can add the comb this way, you get a much more spiked looking. I think the Viking here got this spike, and then backwards like this. You can do that. Okay, you add a spike here like this. Okay, so you can push the hair a little bit more, and then got side like this. Remesh, change position like that, and you can add a little angle, a sideburn here. Yeah, so just remember, for now it's just a placeholder for you to design your character, and once you are satisfied with it, we can continue to add a little bit placeholder detail, add a little bit style to your character. Okay, and I think this video is already pretty long, so I'm going to cut it, and in the next video I'm going to add a little bit detail of the hair.